Hello! If you clicked on this video, then you're probably wondering what is the best OS for programming. And in this video, we're going to take a look at Windows, Mac, and Linux and see which is best for your use case. If you like this video, then please like and subscribe. It will really help me out a lot. Let's get into it. So first of all, we're going to have a look at Windows. And the thing with Windows is it has a lot of support out there by developers. The main reason for this is its sheer market share that it has. It's got 71% of the market, which is a lot. And therefore, developers, when they're targeting their application, they want to make sure it works on Windows or their web app. So therefore, any tools that you might need for coding, they're very likely to work on Windows or have a very good Windows alternative. The other thing with Windows is that Microsoft created Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, or VS Code, and those are two of the best IDEs out there at the moment. One is for C# development, and the other one, VS Code, is for pretty much anything. It's a customizable IDE, and it works really well. VS Code does work on Mac and Linux. However, it's made by Microsoft, so their primary focus is on Windows. The other thing with Windows is that it's tailored for game developers. The reason for that is its large user base, and so most gamers game Windows, and developing games on Windows is probably your best choice. The reason for that is it's easier to test, but also some of the tools like Unity work with C#. Next, we're going to talk about macOS, and macOS is amazing for app development. As we previously saw, macOS has about 15% of the market share, of the desktop market share, and when it comes to stuff like mobile, it's got about 27% of the market share. However, the thing about macOS is that in order for you to make iOS applications, you essentially need a Mac, and the reason for that is Xcode. Xcode only works on macOS. And if you want to test your application on an iOS simulator or write in native code, then you essentially need a Mac. So it's probably the best place for app development because you can make apps for macOS, for iOS, but also Android, and the process is quite easy. The other thing is the ecosystem. The ecosystem for Apple is amazing. So if you're a web developer, for example, what you can do is actually directly debug your Safari browser from your Mac on your iPad or iPhone. So if you're a web developer, you can directly check how your app is working, your web app is working on Safari on an iPhone or an iPad. And if there's any issues, you can debug using the inspector tool. And finally, it's also Unix based, so you get the benefits that you would from Linux in the terminal. And finally, we're going to have a look at Linux. And one of the main big things about Linux is that it's free. And what that means is you can install it on pretty much any device out there. So it's great in that respect because you can use any old device to install it on there, get VS Code on there, and get started writing code. It's also a thing that maybe not many people know is that pretty much every server out there runs on Linux. And the reason for that is it's open source and it's basically free. So it runs really well for any websites or microservices out there. So if you're talking to an API, it's very likely that you are talking to a Linux server somewhere. And finally, Linux is made by developers for developers. So you can tinker with it, you can change it and adapt it to how you need it. And it works really well for developers in that respect. And finally, to be honest, all these operating systems are great for development. So you need to look at your specific workflow. So for example, if you're a game developer, you probably want Windows. If you're an app developer, you probably want Mac. Or if you are a web developer, you're most likely going to need Linux. So depending on your workflow and what you're trying to do, I would recommend understanding your workflow better and seeing where the tools that you need are and where they work best and making a decision that way. But all three are great, so you wouldn't make the wrong choice by any of them really. And if you like this video, then please give us a like and subscribe. And if you enjoy the content, then you might want to check this video out.